So when you guys recognize that you guys have a faster comp, and you guys played your comp strengths and not into their comp, do we see now how easy this game is? I want to show you guys, before we even start, what you should be... Well, I want to teach you ideas, right? So we're going to teach tempo against a Brawl v Brawl. So I'm going to start asking you guys questions one at a time. Whoever wants to answer, just blurt it out. Okay, so what is Brawl? What is the whole point of Brawl? What do you want to do to the enemy? We went over this in a VOD review that was private before, but does anyone know the answer? And chat, you can answer too, since you actually have, real estate on screen.
Yeah, we want to close the space between our two comps so that we can actually swing on them with Ryan.
Yeah, and that's like basically what you want to do. But things change a little bit when you're against an enemy Brawl comp, right? Things change a bit.
Yes.
Because you can't just walk for free, because that's also what they want to do. So that's when you have to start analyzing characters and the ideas behind the characters. And this is where I'm going to start teaching tempo. I'm not good at this, but hopefully I can get this through to you guys and translate this. So there's different speeds that characters can take, right? So I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions. Mei is going to stay consistent here in our Brawl comps for the day. It won't always stay that way, but in this situation, Mei's going to stay consistent. So between Cassidy and Reaper, who needs to play faster?
Reaper.
Between Cassidy and Hanzo, who wants to play faster?
Cassidy.
Why?
Because he can reload faster, he shoots faster.
You also want to rush it in and hit the flash.
Yeah, mostly stun and just like 225 lull. Fan the hammer is one of those things, which Motor you like a lot. Just kidding, I'm poking at you. The reload thing isn't really something I would consider. It's more so fan the hammer, roll, 225 lull, stun. He functions better close up, but he doesn't want to spam as hard as Hanzo does. So we can acknowledge that these characters are kind of on a spectrum, right? So like a speed spectrum. Are you guys following?
Yes.
Yes.
So Reaper and then Cassidy and then Hanzo in the hit scan slot. Obviously you could run like Cassidy Hanzo, but that I don't know, that doesn't really, I mean it could work, but I think Mei's just better for walls and closing the distance. At that point you're running more of like a spammy composition. But I want you guys to remember this. So if you guys need to take note of this, remembering the spectrum of Reaper, Cassidy, Hanzo, and other characters that would fit within this. So like maybe Tracer. Tracer she can be played in anything. I know you guys don't play Tracer very often, and that's outside of your comfort zone. But Tracer is kind of on that same idea, that same wavelength. Except she wants to really punish people on rotations, which is very strong, while Reaper just wants to brute force it. So, knowing that this is, and everything else we can see on screen is held constant, what team wants to play a little bit faster?
Ours.
Yes, why?
We have Cass instead of Hanzo, that's what his name is.
Yeah, that's it. That's his name. Yeah. So what is the enemy team going to try to do that's different than what a normal Brawl comp would do?
Spam.
Yeah. So let's rotate this over to a few things. You guys are on defense, right? So let's look at a few things. How are you going to play against their comp? Well, let's actually go back a little bit more. Where do you want to engage against their comp? Given these options.
At the joke.
Okay.
Holy
yes.
back.
Okay. Why back though? Against. Why do you think you should play back? Because this is something that a lot of people actually think.
I don't really know. It's just what I usually do.
Okay, so this is good. This is really good because now you can actually understand the situation and then maybe apply it to other scenarios, which you'll see as you play the game more. So there is no correct answer. But the way that you look at this is based on what you are playing and what the enemy is playing. So let's just look at how we are playing right now. If I'm playing Hanzo Mei, which of these two am I probably going to play at?
Number 2.
2.
Why are you playing at number 2?
Because he's more spammy.
Because your comp needs to play slower and allow yourself more time to actually perform your win condition, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm playing Reaper Mei, where am I going to play?
1.
Because I'm faster, generally. But the way that we're actually going to make this concrete is when we move on here. Cassidy Mei, it can really go either way. I usually say that Cassidy Mei wants to play slower, but that I'm realizing now after my talk with Poke, who was my coach on Drifters, I've talked to him recently. That's not necessarily always correct. Generally, 99% of the time that is correct, but at this level, that's not always correct because things can change. In this situation, things have changed. So what's up?
What is the win condition of the comp that has more spam? Like the one that wants to play further back. What's their win condition?
It's very similar. They still want a brawl, right? Because they still have Ryan, they still have the Mei, they still have the Bap Lucio. The thing is, there's a minute change in the way that they are going to execute that. The reason being, it's the Hanzo. They want to do more damage before the brawl actually happens. But it's very much brawl leaning. So like you're not a spam comp, but the way that this Hanzo wants to use his abilities, like his Storm Arrow, is he wants to do as much damage up front as he can, and then when the brawl happens, you have an advantage in terms of the differential of your health. So if at that point, in theory, when you walk in, the Ryan's shield health should be lower significantly, or a pick should have been made, or a lot of damage should have been dealt if you're playing this Hanzo variant, which I disagree. I think this is bad. I don't think Hanzo Mei is good. I just don't. I think that D.Va can eat that, and this map, Ryan is going to close the distance, and the shield breaking isn't really going to matter. But you have to realize that that's what they want to do. Did that answer your question at all?
That answered what my question was, because, I know they haven't seen it yet, but just remembering what happened, I understand why we lost a lot of fights now.
Yeah.
There were certain fights where we just played back and then brawled, which literally just gave them what they wanted.
Yes. So, in this case, in terms of tempo, which is what I'm trying to teach you guys, which is very difficult. So if you don't get it right away, do ask questions. But in terms of tempo, you waited too long to engage, which allowed their spam to just get more value over time. Meanwhile, if they were running like Reaper Mei and you wanted to play back and spam, that would have made sense, and you're playing to your comp. You know? But in this case, you have Cassidy, so where should you be playing in this differential 1 or 2? To engage.
On the 1.
1. So, and why is that? Because
we want to engage with a faster tempo than they do.
Because they have
the Hanzo,
which is more spam. Therefore, you have a better brawl. Therefore, you should take said brawl.
So, how do you engage at the 1 though? Where do you play? Because I know you don't just want to be standing in the choke, right?
So there's a lot of different ways you could do this. Honestly, holding on 2 to start is fine, but you need to be ready to engage on 1 upon them crossing that line. You can't let them just walk past here. And we'll watch what you guys end up doing and how it doesn't work. Another way to do it is you could just stay on statue until your mate's like, hey, they're here, and then you spam out. Everyone could run out. You could just wait here until someone says something. The other thing, though, is that upon the start of the game, you don't really know what they have yet. So someone needs to be able to scout that, which typically would be D.Va, but in this case, we might make it Lucio, if Matcha doesn't feel comfortable in doing that.
Real trap shit.
Yo, Darken with the follow, I appreciate it. Real trap shit. Does that make sense, though? Playing in this statue is fine. You just have to trust that, hey, Jeff's going to say, all right, they're in choke now. Speed. Or, to even make sure that that's the right call, someone needs to, D.Va generally could just peek out here, be like, oh, they have, Hanzo, they have Mei, and then just fly out.
Yeah, so we'd have to have somebody scout, and depending on what their comp is, would then decide where we're engaging 1 or 2, and then we don't necessarily have to be standing at 1 in the beginning, but once someone crosses there, like our May calls it for us, we then have to speed on and engage there.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's a difference in playstyle too. Like, if you guys still want to play here the first fight and just have your Ryan shield there, but the moment that you realize, like, oh, like, our comp can play faster than theirs, we're just gonna... You can literally just play this wall too if you really want to. You could. I advise against that. But the thing is, playing right here, inside statue, it's a lot harder to pull off, but it's safer. I mean, because you're right, you don't want to just, like, stand here all the time, because then they'll just spam you from there. But, I mean, what commonly happens is you'll have, like, your Reaper... Everyone, like, your core stand here, and if your May wants to stand there, I mean, they can. Or sometimes Diva will stand here and be like, okay, they cross, and then you guys all walk out. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because speed boost is going to close the distance here no matter what. It's not that much. It's not that far. The difference here is if you're playing number 2, your tempo is different in the sense that, like, your May's just going to want to play back if they have Reaper. And you're just going to want to keep backing up until they force the fight on point, look for a wall, and then engage. Because then you've done the spam that you could have done already, and then you're good to go. Is everyone following?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, let me answer something in chat. So you're saying if they negate damage in the poke, you can have an advantage over the spam brawl comp. So in this scenario, and the reason why you see a lot of brawl comps is that it's really hard for a spam brawl to do enough spam in order to really make it, or to warrant you picking that over, like, a Cassidy or a Reaper. Because look how much distance is here. There's barely any distance at all, where the spam should almost always lose. Like, Hanzo just will lose to Cassidy. He should lose. In this case, our execution was faulty, or the Hanzo was cracked out of his mind, so we gotta do whatever he wanted. You know? I hope that makes sense, Strike. So we're gonna see how we actually play, and how we could have played better, now that we're utilizing this tempo idea. If it doesn't work, I'll teach you guys in simpler terms in, like, solo VOD reviews, but this is what I want to do so far. Are we good to go here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Okay, sorry, too fast. All right, let's see what they do and how we go with this. So, step 1, we didn't scout, which is fine. People in GM don't even scout. But let's see what kind of happens here. And first of all, we're very split. Rule 1 of Brawl Comp is that we should never have a circle or an oval. We should never have an oval. We should have, like, a circle around this that's very tight. Also, I don't even know where... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's our 6th? Yeah, no, don't be this far back. This is something that I'll teach in, like, solo VOD reviews. But in Brawl, the general consensus is you should never be alone. You should always be stacked 6. If Cassidy wants to flank to the side, you can. But Motor, Saber, this goes for both of you, always be within the Brawl. Always. Okay?
Got it.
Alright.
Yep.
Let's see how this... Because this is really bad, because if here's the thing, right? If they May wall, you're not going to be in there. Also, you're suffering major damage fall off.
Yeah, I think that's what ends up happening. I'm just too far back when we get the wall off.
So yeah, we get the wall off, but here's the other thing. Look how split we are when the wall actually happens, and we're not even... I don't even think we speed in. But the moment that this wall happens, think about tempo is a good way to think of this. Like, we have a wall. We also have the more, like, brawl-centric team. We should just take this immediately, and even if they try to brawl us in this moment, we still win. Like, no matter what. So let's see what happens. See, Ryan gets walled off, and Jeff's doing the right thing, and he's aggressing. But the moment this wall happens, like, Crystal, you have to be telling your team, yeah, we're speeding in and, like, going on this wall immediately. Whenever anything is walled, that is the target immediately. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So then Jeff's going to die here because our execution was faulty, and we're so split here. This is really bad. So, like, let's talk about what ideally happens here. Jeff is standing right here. He walls off the Rhine. You guys are already 5 stacked here, and it's as simple as, okay, speed, 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 speed. You don't even have to use ML. And he just dies. What should the priority target be? Does anyone have an answer for that? And if we never get a wall, what is the prio target if we never have a wall? Like, who should we be killing first?
Ryan.
That could be one. I mean, the answer here, and this is for someone in chat as well that just asked it, there is no prio target. It's literally whatever you can find first is Brawl. Rhine is great, and that's a great first target to shoot at, but if you find a different target that you can easily kill, everyone just goes on that target. It's in simple terms. Obviously, there's going to be better targets for different situations, but like, if the Rhine is in front or you wall off said target, they are the prio target. I don't really, when I'm thinking target focus, I don't really think about who I should be killing first anymore. I used to when I was climbing, but now that I'm like 4-4, I don't think of it as like, this is the target that will die first every time. I never think of it like that. It's always, this is the target that we forced out of position, this is the target that's discorded, so we just kill. So just bronze, okay, it's not as simple as bronze brain, but it's like, make sure, it's not as simple as just shoot whatever's in front of you, but when there's an opportunity given to you, that is the target. If not, yeah, sure, default and just shoot what's in front of you or kill supports, you know? But okay, let's keep going with this. We already said, like, hey, the ideal is Ryan gets walled off, we're all right here and engage. We didn't do that. Look how split we are. We're going to die. We're going to lose because of this. Because look at them. They're all stacked together. And it's a 6v3, and then we'll lose. See, now our Ryan gets walled off. See how poor they played this brawl still? And we still end up losing? Like, they're still really far apart. If we boost our tempo and play faster and understand that we have the better brawl and just run into them, we will win every fight. So right here now, you kind of just have to chill because you already used so many resources. You should be playing back to the second corner now. So here's the thing. If you don't win this fight here and something goes wrong, immediately you're going to have to backpedal and it's their turn to push now. And you just play behind this corner, give them point for the time being, but don't waste shield or waste health. Because right now, what are you guys doing? You're playing into their spam by just standing in mid. Make sure that you're, playing as a team, giving them some space. Whatever, you messed up. So then what's the right play here? They start going on point, and then that's kind of messing them up because they didn't really get any spam, and now you guys just get to run into them. That makes sense.
We need to wait for resources before that.
Say that again?
We need to wait for resources before that.
Well,
push.
I mean, I don't know if you just got in before all of this. I don't know how recently, but the right call you would have won here regardless. But if you don't and something messes up, and like you're taking a really sloppy fight, just give them point for the time being. Play around this wall, and then we can push. Because now it's their turn because they do have the resources to do things. Playing in the open is not the right call. Just playing around the wall and waiting for them to force point. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is the correct answer. Because see, right now, you took so much spam without having a shield, and now everyone else is going to die because of it. It's not just Crystal, but Crystal, you're kind of the leader of Brawl, so a lot of it's going to be going down to what you can be doing better in a macro VOD review. And Jeff tries to stall. That was the wrong call. Just lose the fight. It's not winnable. So if someone's out of position, that's a target? Yes, specifically. Always. But if they never go out of position, then things can change a bit, but that's really high level and yada yada. Okay, so Motor. Don't flank. Let's go back. Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to go back because I'll have a VOD review with you. Immediately, the whole idea of Brawl, everyone, never flank right now. Focus on just staying stacked, get together, and you guys will win this game. So long as Crystal tells you where to go, you will win. Because flanking right now, this is going to cause staggering for one, and you're not going to get enough value out of this. If it's a losing fight, is it a good idea to try and force that enemy ults? I mean, yes. But we're not going to go into that. It's not the most important thing right now. You somehow get away with it because they're just not aggressive enough. You guys can definitely beat this team. So you guys are just waiting for 6. You have 6. You should now be pushing. Right here, what's a good fight plan for this?
Try to wall someone and push him.
That could be a decent neutral, but like, what ultimates do you have? Like, how do you want to play this? Crystal, how do you want to play this?
We could look for a window around the corner.
Where? This corner?
closer to us, kind of.
Well, it's still that corner, right? It's just
Yeah, that
not
corner.
perfect, but yeah. And you can just look to run in through there. So here's the big thing, right? King of the Hill, not King of the Hill. Escort maps are all about snowballing, and you need to try to stop them from hardcore snowballing you. So what's more important, the fact that we're doing the alts, or that we do what first? Because here's the thing, right? If they have May alts and we're giving them tempo, like who needs to alt first with the alts that we have if we want to win the fight?
Right.
Me.
We need to alt first. We need to execute our plan first so that we can take the snowball, and instead of the snowball going down the hill, maybe we can stop it here. That's not necessarily what stopping the snowball is, but you guys need to take the first initiative because they have better alts. So maybe you need to look for the pick first and try to force them to use a May alt in a subpar position. But if you wait and let them May alt first, unless Matcha pulls this out of her and she eats it, you guys are SOL. And also beating a May alt is not a good idea. So let's see if we window first or what happens here, and we'll see what we'll see what happens if we win or not. Fuck, I messed up. Let's back this up a bit. Everything just happened out of nowhere. Dude, that was not 20 seconds. Why is it? Okay. Let's just keep backing it up.
You might want
Okay, I
to
think
change
we're
your
gonna-
time skip interval. in the
Yeah,
options.
I might do that. So, alright, let's see what we do. You fire strike early. You already have shatters, so it's not necessary for you to do that, but they window first, which is really bad, but okay. So okay, let's take this back from a macros perspective. Jeff's not here, which kind of sucks, but let's take this slow. What's
I
up?
remember this. I wanted to push them behind the window. I remember
So,
the fight.
I remember you saying that. It was very late. So we're going to cover that. So, like, they did this, and at this point, you're like, hey, speed past window. It was too late. It has to be immediate, and, like, the team has to understand that. We also didn't know that they had window. I don't think we said it. If we did,
No.
then that's a problem. The thing is, if we know they have window, then that could be part of our plan. Like, fuck it, just walk past their window instead. The other thing is, like, we didn't even window first, which is tough because they have May ult, so, like, we need to be putting on the aggression. So, yeah, let's go through this. In this situation, when they May ult, or not May ult, window. So, like, we have one of two options. What are those two options?
Go past window.
And
And try to wall them or shatter.
no, not to. Well, you could match it if you wanted to, but that's entailing standing still. What are the two options here that would yield you to not die?
Go back or
Yeah,
push
you could
forward.
just not look at window. But it's all based upon where your position is. So I would reckon, based on you guys being closer to the window than they are, what option should you take?
push them.
Yeah, so if they fuck up window like this, Crystal, I want you to take the initiative and just say, no, walk, walk, walk. Call for DM from Matcha and just walk. Speed amp. Don't even say anything. Just do it. Because I would argue that in this situation, walking past is fine. What do you guys end up doing, though? You do end up trying to back off. But the thing is... Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep going. You guys end up backing off, but then Jeff goes forward. So, like, this is just a miscommunication thing. The good thing is that you didn't at least you guys didn't just stand here. You know, because their window's bad. They're not really going to be able to kill you through there if you can back up into that little crevice. The window could have been a much better place. But Jeff goes forward, and this is going to end up killing you guys. What I'm trying to teach you guys here is that an option when they are that far away from their own window is to literally just walk in and speed. And this also goes in tempo. This also goes in tandem with what?
Brawl.
What idea? Like, okay, brawl, sure, but like this goes in tandem of what characters do they like in terms of characters? Like, how does this
Lucio.
complement what we were talking about before? Lion, you didn't hear about this, but I'll send it to you after. Captain Clutch, Where does this go with?
Well, they're trying to spam through the window, so if we just rushed onto them, we get our win condition anyways because they have the Hanzo and we have a Kree.
And their Hanzo isn't even with them. So, like, you can just walk. It also complements what your tempo is as a comp, being to walk through there. If you had a Hanzo instead of a Cassidy, I would argue, yeah, maybe you do just want to walk back and wait to spam with your own window. But in this case, you guys have the faster comp, so, like, if anything, you should be looking actually to walk through windows rather than not when you have the opportunity to, and just brawl them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when you get these opportunities to walk through windows, take them. If you're too far away, if you weren't right on this corner and you were like all the way back here, no, just walk backwards. But if you have the opportunity to walk through a window, just go for it. Tell your team and like be aggressive about it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Jeff should have died here, but somehow he gets the wall off. And now let's see how it goes from here. Right now, I would still argue that you guys just need to be playing back. Because once you let them have their window, you're not pushing through that. You shouldn't be able to push through that, rather. Thing is now no one else is doing it with you. Because we're not communicating that. And then you're going to end up dying. So this is a lot of things, right? It's a lot of communication stuff, which is totally okay. So here's the thing, right? Step 1 of Brawl is that everyone is a not necessarily death ball, but everyone needs to stay as a unit. I don't want to be seeing, if Ryan goes in, you guys go in. I don't want to be seeing someone flanking from the side or flanking from the left and trying to get something from behind people, unless that's specifically what your fight plan is as a team. I want to make sure everyone is doing the same exact thing and walking together. Number 2, assess the tempo, which I'm just going to assess tempo T. And when your comp is already going to be faster, look to be more aggressive more of the time. If you had the Hanzo, they're going to be looking to be less aggressive more of the time. That's number 2. And if anyone has questions, again, please let me know. And okay, that's not a good 3. Number 3. Well, we're going to go into number 3. We have to react to what our Reinhardt is doing. So, like, in this situation, Crystal shatters their whole team. This is a common occurrence. I saw it about 5 times when we were scrimming. The moment that this happens, Crystal, I can't just be like, and I'm not being mean here, I'm just like, I'm getting passionate. I can't be like, oh, hey guys, I shattered. I need, in volume warning, yo, there's 3 slammed on the ground, push, agree. I need stuff like that. I need some aggression so people that are sleeping on the mic are just like, holy shit, we need to speed in, go. Let's help our Ryan. But the thing we can't hear is, I shattered 3. All right, let's kill Kree. Because then Motor's going to be right here still shooting the Diva half a year later, you know? Does that make sense? Like, what makes you tick more? That, hey, I slammed? Or like, John Cena! Bound, like, I killed 3! Let's go! Let's push! Like, that's going to wake people up more, right?
Yes.
And, like, I don't know if you ever get the opportunity to play in, like, a Korean server, they're not going to understand English, but what they will understand is the energy that you put in your voice. So literally, if you just went, compared to, what are they going to do? They're going to go, oh, let's fucking go! You know what I mean? So do that.
Yes.
Be like, I slam! And obviously, like, what Emong does, big slam! Like, okay, that's great. Everyone's going to start walking in. On top of that, be like, I shatter 3, like, kill Kree, like, then call what you want to kill on the ground so everyone's shooting the same thing. That's the step up on top of that. But first, call to your teams, and the reason why we're doing this in this setting and not just a solo setting is so that everyone, again, when this big slam happens, you guys just won the fight. Your Ryan just carried. Help your Ryan. Kill their Ryan. Kill anything. Whatever he wants to kill, just go. It is your turn. Take that tempo and rush with it. And also, Lion, no excuse to be all the way over there. Make sure you're with your team. That goes, and that's not just you. Motor did the same thing, and I'm sure I'm going to see that from a bunch of other people.
I wanted to push with Ryan. And,
yeah, but keep in mind that you could push with Ryan, but the whole other team needs to also push with Ryan, and that's your job. Yes, just keep that in mind. But yeah, and here's the thing: no one actually ends up hard pushing with Ryan, and he just gets rolled because of it. Because Jeff is scared, and Motor is scared, and Captain's scared. I don't give a shit about this window. Just walk. Also, Crystal, when the Rhine is up, even if you shadowed everyone, the thing that's still standing, aka the Rhine, he needs to die first. That's another thing that's really important here, because if you just completely neglect the Rhine, he will just pin you. But what are you saying, Shocker?
I was just gonna say, don't fall into the trap of thinking you always have to shoot through your window, because there's gonna be times where you misplace it, and you're like oh,
this.
crap.
Yeah.
Just like walk, whatever. We go next window, but like we actually need to do something.
The window commonly at lower ranks, people think that it is way too important. You can just walk past window. Once the window gets the space that you need, take the space. The window doesn't matter at that point. For example, let's say that you guys did window first, and then their team walked behind that corner. Are you guys still going to shoot through that window?
No, they're not.
Yeah,
there.
because you're going to do 0 damage. I don't care how much you're amplifying, you're doing nothing, Walk through. Especially if it's brawl comp. Don't fall into the habit of just standing. This also can kind of go with Motor and Jeff. Don't fall in the habit of just standing and shooting this one thing. When the Rhine gets big slam, all else does not matter. That is the priority. Take your tempo, and it's your turn now. You go in. Is everyone on the same page so far?
I think so, yeah.
I just spilled water all over my mouse pad, but that's okay, because it didn't hit any of my equipment. So, alright, but let's keep going. See, now they may ult because we weren't fast enough on our turn, and now we lose.
Unlucky.
Yeah, they still have Rhine standing, so the fight is lost. You guys just need to realize that and walk out and hope to God you get another fight. Do not keep lingering here.
Why not stalling the cart?
Huh? Not stalling the cart. Not stalling the cart. Why? You guys have 4 people. You have the opportunity to leave. And you aren't even... Here's the thing. You're also not even close to the cart. The cart's all the way over here. So by the time you actually do get here, you guys probably could have gotten out and gotten another fight. Especially when you already have 4 people alive. If it was just you and they were eventually going to close the distance anyways... maybe you can stall a cart if they're going to close the distance anyways, but their Lucio's also dead. You guys can get out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let's keep going. See, because now you guys don't get to take a fight with all 6, and you just stagger and lose. Let me make sure the music's still going. Sorry. Because it stopped. Cool. So, how do we want to do this fight? How many ults do they have?
5.
Yeah! See how bad that last fight was for you guys? That's really bad. You're in a really bad spot. But how are you going to counter this? How fast do you need to take this next fight?
Very.
Very fast. Very fast.
Extremely fast, but why?
Because if they get the chance to use Diva Bomb plus their dragon, that's not good.
Their space taking ultimates are just yeah.
So on top of that, what happens when we take too long of a fight? How many total fights do we get on this point?
Well,
1 or 2.
0, I think.
One. You get maybe
Yeah.
one. If you take the fight here, you guys don't really get another clean fight.
You
you
get
need,
half a fight.
So by you guys kind of just sitting there, not stalling or getting out, you pretty much just lost the game. And now they get snowball on this map, and you guys have no... this is a snowball that you guys just kind of
100%.
fed, and now they just don't even need to really be good at the game. They just press Q and win. So in order to bring this back, you can invest ultimates. Which one should we invest?
Jeff.
Starting
Fail.
with Wizard.
You could do that. You could do Blizzard. What
You can
else could you
also,
do?
I known for more space or break shield.
You don't have High Noon, and you don't have time to... considering the fight needs to be going on right now, you don't have time to generate that.
you use beat to stall.
You can use not beat to stall, but...
Bit to push.
to engage. Yes, you can.
Stall, engage.
Yes. Not even... I mean, you will want to take this fight. You're not playing to stall, you're playing to win. But you're trying to get as many ultimates out as possible, so how do you do that? Saber.
Hmm?
How do you force people to use alts? Do they just use them because they want to? Is that how it works?
Well, no. If you putting pressure on anyone.
Exactly.
Use an ult.
Exactly. So it's not stalling. Stalling is not the way you want to think about this. I just want to correct that. Because if stalling entails, I'm just going to kind of linger around and not create a threat. So why would they use ultimates on you? If you take a fast fight and like, here's the thing, right? What's more intimidating? A sloth that's got 1,000 health but just kind of goes, I'm gonna go slow. Or a freaking horde of bulls, raging bulls running right at you with 1,000 health. Like, that's gonna psychologically make them use probably all of their ults because they're not GM and they don't realize that they can chill. Stalling would entail, I'm gonna beat and just kind of exist. Nah, dude, when you beat, you guys have to have an idea. Like, let's run over this Rhine with beat and force him to shatter. And then, oh my god, I blocked the shatter, I'm so good at this game, let's kill this Rhine. And then if we can keep going, then maybe we may ult. You know?
Mm-hmm.
This also goes into, hey, we have the faster comp. Maybe we should utilize our tempo in our favor and force them to do things. Maybe. You know? Oh, God. I need water. But let's keep going. So, right here, taking, again with the tempo thing, why is where you guys, why is the place where you guys are, why is that a problem?
The whole team's not there.
That's one, but what does it allow the enemy team to do before they engage?
Snowball and stagger.
Simpler than that. I don't think Saber was here the whole time. Someone that was here from the start.
I mean, they can get the spam off if they
Exactly,
want to.
they can spam before the thing happens. And then what does that make Captain Clutch do? It makes him use resources, and then you don't have everything you need to just walk right into them. So don't take the spam, don't play into their comp, just play together, and when you're ready to walk into them, walk into them. It's simple. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go. So, Match is really, really far. If Matcha does that, you guys can tell her to just come back. Matcha does the right thing and try to, let's go over why this was a good thing and how it went horribly wrong. So if what Matcha wants to do is contest this high ground, this was actually a really high level play to contest this high ground and boop them off after the D.Va used jets. Execution, though, we will see was very faulty. Canceling jets is possible. I will go over that with her. But if she does want to do this, that is totally fine. Don't freak out. Contesting that high ground's fine. Just keep in mind, though, that you then need to let the D.Va know when you want to speed boost in. Yada, 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 something. The problem is, now, which is what's happening, is we took so long to, like, group up, and we started taking a fight, and now, like, we didn't speed our team back, which I'll go over in the micro thing, but, like, now they're getting to use ults before you even get to engage, and it's just GG's. Because now we're not even stacked. You see how this is bad? Just kind of standing in the open. Do we see how us standing here kind of made everything go horribly wrong? And now they're getting to snowball harder because we didn't even get to take a fight. We didn't even get to showcase that we're better than them. They just kind of got to press buttons, you know? So then, I'm going to keep going here until halftime. So then, yeah, then they get to do everything they could possibly want. And now they get to just walk. And it's pretty much just GG's. Because now you guys have to play all the way back there, which lets them spam more. And you never get to take a fight. Yeah, this is just bad. So let's skip thing, and while I'm skipping to the next part, what could we do better? I want to hear from Crystal. What could we do better?
We need to have more. I needed to have more control over our entire team, because we were getting separated.
So
and not grouping up stacking. And if we had just stacked, they would have had to take on our entire team all at once, which that just creates a bigger problem for them anyway.
So stacking is one thing that we could do better. We can all recognize that stacking is something that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool stack. So let's say that people are not stacking. Who's gonna have a position that would be easy to tell people hey, stack on X target? who has a good sight of the field and what's going on that could tell people that? There's a lot of people that do, but who would have the best idea of when we can do that? Yeah. So Captain Clutch, if you see that everyone is not stacked together and Yada Yada is over on the flank and Booba is on another flank. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, you can call a stack on Rhine to push because you will be able to see that the easiest. Or if a fight goes out of hand, say like, hey, stack on Rhine, just walk back to point. For example, and Captain, are you with me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right,
yeah.
cool. I just want to make sure that you're with me here. For example, this first fight, you remember this, right? Where you guys failed this engagement, and then you guys were just kind of like chilling back here where the circle is now. Like, if you see stuff like this, you guys can just be like, hey guys, just stack on Rhine, go like behind hotel, chill here now. And people will listen to you. That's something that you can see. If you get the opportunity to see that, you can do that. And if anyone else sees that too, you can call that. It's just easier for the flex support. Yeah?
Uh-huh.
So let's finish off this addendum. Cap. What else could we do better? What concept? Well, not necessarily what could we do better, but what concept should we constantly be thinking about whenever we're playing this comp and any other comp in the game? Starts with a T.
Tempo.
Yes, tempo. And kind of analyzing how they want to play in terms of speed and then reacting against that. It's very easy when you're looking at different comps. Like if you're playing Rhine Brawl into dive or like Brawl into spam, it's easier. But when it's a mirror composition, not necessarily like exact same characters you're playing, but when it's Brawl v Brawl in this situation, analyzing how the different brawls kind of react against each other. In this situation, Hanzo versus Cassidy, because Jeff's going to switch back to me. Hanzo versus Cassidy. How do those different things play? Do you want to play faster or slower? And then when you get closer into thinking more analytically in terms of what is the best option, well, that goes into what map you're on. So, like, what map would Hanzo do better than Cassidy? Well, you could argue Havana if you still want to run Brawl. You could argue Junkertown. You could argue maybe Rialto. You could ask a lot of different things. And welcome, Cujo. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
I'm not really gonna go into anything else that we can really do better because this honestly this explains everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we kind of lost like over half of their attack off of like not disengaging to restack.
Yeah.
Because we did it
Exactly.
on first point.
Yep.
And we did it again on second, so we didn't even really play streets or third.
You guys really never even played the game. I don't want to be harsh, but to be honest, you guys never really played Overwatch. You guys just kind of existed because you didn't understand what it was you needed to be doing. And to be honest, a lot of people don't like the game because they just exist and don't know what they're doing. It's like chess. Who plays chess in here? Who doesn't play chess? Or who played chess like once? Shocker, how many times have you played chess?
I played chess a lot when I was younger, but not anymore.
When you first played chess, did you like it?
No, it's way too hard.
Yeah, because you had no fucking clue what you were doing. It's the same thing with Overwatch. And to be honest, the first time I played chess, I didn't really play chess. I just moved the pieces and thought it was fun. Because then my dad would just completely dumpster me. He's like, yeah, you just have to think about what's happening next. No, you don't. You have to understand a lot of concepts, and that's why what I'm teaching you guys. So, yeah, the reason why I was kind of speechless, I'm like, well, I don't know what to really focus on, but good thing I talked to Poke, and now I do kind of know what I need to talk to you guys about. So here's the thing.
Well, before you continue,
Yeah.
I just want to give you a little cheating, but when I went into Shift's VC, he was basically like at all times telling them to control tempo, and it was working really, really well. So
Even though tempo isn't really what they need to control, because they're not playing the tempo the way they should be playing the tempo.
which is why this is winnable.
Which is why this is winnable, because they don't really know, they don't understand that. Meanwhile, I can teach you guys that.
Don't say anything about us, Shocker.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, we need all the help we can get right now because they've got like a few GMs. You feel me?
No leaks. No leaks.
Yeah. So I forget what I was gonna say. Shit. Oh yeah. So what I was gonna say, I was gonna close this. If we stack, if we at least stack, if we realize like, hey, the fight is lost. If Captain Clutch can say, hey guys, this fight is lost. Let's back up, or hey, let's die on cart. If we can clean that kind of stuff up, the game is no longer a 5-minute time bank game. The game is maybe a minute time bank to no time bank. Maybe you guys can hold them. I would say it's a minute time bank if we can at least stack. If we can control tempo, they won't even make it past first point. They won't. It doesn't matter how many shots you're hitting. If we understand how to run tempo into Brawl, they're never going to do it. They're never going to push through you guys. Okay?
Yes.
Needs a verbal okay from everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure you guys are with me because everyone needs to be with me or else this will crumble. So if you ever have questions, please ask or you will lose and it will suck. And I don't want you guys to not have fun time. Yeah,
Don't
even
be a
chat's saying
dry
okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Don't be
Okay.
a dry cookie.
Good job.
So,
chat.
okay. Last thing I'm going to ask just as a bonus question. What happens if you guys actually end up playing tempo correctly and you guys hard roll here, but then they decide to go out of this top door here? How like if they do you?
They're just
We
gonna
could-
get behind
we
us
could-
if we don't.
We could wall them off and then just take the fight.
Do you even need a wall?
No,
No, honestly,
We
just
just run into
Honestly,
them.
you just walk into
follow-
them.
Yeah, just follow
It's
them
that
up there.
easy. It's that easy. It doesn't matter where they walk out of. You just walk on them. And you know how that could have been answered? Lol, we have Cassidy, they have May Hanzo. We faster, we win. It's that simple, right?
Mhm.
Now, obviously on different maps, it's a lot harder. But this is the easiest map to run Brawl. For many reasons. Maybe you guys can see that now.
Mm.
Because there's one point, you maybe go there, and you just kind of can walk into them if you understand tempo. Now, obviously, there's a lot of room for outplay. But they're not gonna. I don't know. I think macro wise, we will be leaps ahead of them. We just have to like understand it all, digest it, and then execute. Okay. So let's see the first fight, and then I'm going to show you guys how we actually played tempo correctly, and you're going to see how easy it was for us to win. We won the fight in literally 3 seconds. 3 seconds, guys! 3! If you guys do it every single time the way you did it, when I show you guys you did it, you guys will dumpster them. I'm trying to give you guys some hope, because maybe you don't believe me, but you'll see. And Shocker, you'll also see. We're going to watch this first fight first, though. Okay, well, step 1. To clear this up, right? Vertical walling, Crystal. I know that you had a trouble with this during scrim. That's totally fine, because I didn't even understand this. Vertical walling does not mean your whole entire team stands like this and you go up. It's hard to explain depth from the... Actually, you know what? Let's do a different POV. Vertical walling does not mean that you guys all stand in a straight line, go up, and go over. That's not what vertical walling is. What vertical walling and what me and Jeff are explaining is that while you guys walk in, if you don't want to walk into the May wall and you're struggling, Jeff can vertically wall this direction, effectively stopping their May from being able to wall, and then you guys all take the rotation to the right of statue. That is what he means by vertical walling. It's the same idea, and it can be applied to Legion Control Center, where Jeff would wall off this right side, because that's where they would be, and then you guys can walk through into them without being walled. That is what we mean by vertical wall. It's not really vertical, but instead of like left to right, it's like up and down. From bird's eye view.
I understand now.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page, because I know it wasn't just you, but it was most glaring because, I mean, you're the main tank. It's referring to the bird's eye view. This is vertical. This is horizontal. Vertical, not in the sense that you're actually 3-dimensional going over. That is a thing that can happen. We all remember that clip from 2016. We were like, oh my god! Insane wall in Hanamura! But that's not what we're talking about. And quite frankly, that it just doesn't work anymore because it was so stupid. It was so stupid that it worked.
That was like day 2. And everyone
Dude,
was like,
I remember seeing that for the first time and I'm like, oh my god, Overwatch is the best game ever! And then this happened. And Brig was
now
released.
it's 2022.
And then the Fire Nation attacked, or whatever it is, the Fire Clan.
Fire Nation. You
Yeah,
got it
Fire
right the
Nation.
first time.
Fire Clan just sounds dumb. So okay, step 1. Okay, let's analyze this. I'm gonna circle 3 things, and I'm gonna call on 3 people. Okay, Lion, I want to tell you what the problem is with this. With the time bank.
We don't have much time compared to them.
Incorrect. Think about the duration in which we are here. Does anyone want to help him out? Saber, I think you said
In
something.
2 seconds, we can see what their comp is.
We could do that, but realistically, they're on the same thing because I remember Jeff telling you. Saber, if you want to help him out.
See.
Don't think of literally the time bank. Think about the duration that we are currently at. Think about how long it has taken us.
We've already wasted
A lot of time.
We've already wasted a lot of time just sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, maybe circling the time bank was a little wrong, but there was no real other way to make that question. That makes sense. You're doing a lot of doing nothing, especially against the spam. That's also a problem. So in terms of tempo, how should we be playing?
Speed.
Faster. Nice. If it was spam, you guys could be sitting here, and it's okay if you're taking that time because you're whittling them down.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen! Yes! Okay. Captain Clutch, what's the problem with this yellow circle?
So we're not stacked, and I'm AFK kind of staring at it instead of being like, hey, stack on the Rhine so we can actually do something.
Yeah. To be honest, you shouldn't need to tell these people that they should be stacked. They should just know. Another problem with this, though, is that Jeff started on Widow. He shouldn't do that. Starting on Widow just slows everything down. I'm going to tell him that. There's just no point. There's no point, especially if he's on a controller. I'm telling him not to go Widow. Don't do that.
It should be me instead.
It should be no one, because you look at the time bank. We've lost like 15 seconds doing nothing. We've effectively lost a team fight. Like, that's not good.
Oh, that's not what I was referring to, but okay.
But yeah, you're a hit scan player. I get it. And Crystal. Actually, no. I've talked to Crystal a lot. Motor. Sorry to put you on the spot here, but what is bad for Shift's team? Via the blue circles, how are they misplaying?
Their Mei is completely split from their team.
That could be one thing. That could be one explanation. But what's another way that we could look at this? Because here's the thing: if they're on Hanzo, is that still a problem necessarily?
No.
And not necessarily in terms of stacking.
playing-
It's more so the location they're in. If they're on Reaper, their location needs to be better in terms of in statue. But let's look at like what they're doing. The characters they're playing. How are they playing their tempo roam?
I mean, it seems like they're playing in the spot that you were saying is good to play. Maybe they could be playing closer to the corner there. But
They could be playing closer to the corner, but how are these two placements contradictory? Also, the D is there. How's that
Playing
contradictory?
first.
because when the Mei walls, their team won't be able to capitalize on it because they're too far back.
To an extent, okay, you're on the right track. You bring up a lot of good points. So, like, here's the thing, right? Even if their Mei does wall, is that optimal for their team's tempo?
No.
No, because they're running Hanzo.
Because they're running Hanzo. But if they're running Reaper, it's optimal for their tempo. Meanwhile, what should they do with the Mei?
Play further back
Play further back for when would you use the wall then?
When we pass statue.
When we pass statue and we are currently doing what on the points? Both teams are doing what? Engaging, fighting.
Okay, yeah,
Fighting.
brawling.
When the fight actually happens, you can look for that wall or right before it. Does that kind of make sense in terms of tempo? How this is wrong, and if you guys literally would just like vertical wall and then just walk into her, you guys pretty much just win. And I'll show you guys how we do that and how you win in literally less than 3 seconds and make them look like bronzes. I will show you that. But let's see how you guys take this fight. Is everyone on the same page?
Mm-hmm.
Can I get a yes from Crystal specifically?
Yes, I understand.
All right, cool. Just because I didn't call him. Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, we're just chilling here. It was 20 seconds, and now we are walking through choke. Step 1. That's a problem. Ryan gets walled off because Jeff didn't look for a vertical wall, and the Mei wasn't scouted. Actually, the Mei was scouted, but it took 20 seconds to do that, which is a problem. And it was also right when the Ryan started walking in. So if you suspect that the Mei is here, you could literally shield here and then do like the left click thing to actually look around the corner to see if she's there. Or you could just look that way and kind of bait her out, but we'll look that in a one-on-one. So Jeff actually did try to do the vertical wall. It was just too late. So literally 3, 2, 1, the vertical wall goes up, you all walk through. Simple as that. And we should really have a scrim before the match at some point.
I may know a few teams.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah, but then their Ryan just kind of pins in, and here's the thing: they're still playing their composition wrong. Like, if this wall had been broken and Ryan had lived, you guys would have just won. They would have just walked right into your trap.
Hanzo is in front of their Mei.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys straight up, this team is better than you guys, but not because of macro knowledge. They will not be better than you guys because of their understandings of the game come Saturday. If they win, it's strictly because they put more practice into the game and they're just mechanically hitting more shots and doing more on their characters. Which, I mean, sure, they still won the game, but like, at the end of this exchange, did you guys become better players? Yeah, So, I mean, where do you really want to go with it? So then, yeah, at this point, the fight's lost. Match you through. Don't walk in. Just get out. And everyone needs to just go to spawn. Go to spawn or leave this way faster. So then, as you guys may remember and recollect, a lot of the same happened for 3 minutes until something happened. What happened?
We sped to point.
But what forced you to do that?
We were running out of time, and then
Yeah.
just kind of
So then
the
the game just kind of was like, oh no, you guys have to do it now, or else you don't get to touch the point. So let's see how fast you guys take this last fight. Even without a mech, you are going to shit on them. Just wanted to put that out there. Let's look how fast. Okay, again, a lot of bad ways you guys ended up using your cooldowns still, and there was a lot of sloppiness. What we can say is their team is playing this better because their Mei's farther back. They are still playing this better, but still, understanding tempo in the map that you're playing on, let's look how you guys playing faster just because your comp is better is going to win you guys this game. Holy shit, you guys are actually speeding through. Holy shit, you guys walled the Rhine off and he's already dead. Why? What took you guys so long? Did you guys see how easy that was? Can we get a replay on that? The engagement starts now. 2, 3. Already on Rhine. 5 seconds and you guys won the fight. 5 seconds. You guys could have done it quicker than that too. Do you guys understand what I'm saying now?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you guys recognize that you guys have a faster comp, and you guys played your comp strengths and not into their comp? Do we see now how easy this game is?
Yes.
You guys didn't even have mech. Like, you guys essentially just 5v6'd them. And made them look silly. They just walled off the Rhine. You walled off the Rhine and made them use Immo. Like, you made them look silly. Silly. You know?
How horrendous.
Yeah, down like you guys can be smarter than that, you know? Oh no, Jay is stream sniping. But okay, this was probably gonna be the end of the actual team VOD review. But I'm gonna also show you guys mechanically how easy that was. We're gonna look at Motor's POV. Let's see how many shots he really had to hit here. Let's see how cracked aiming he had to be here. Okay, holy shit. That was decent. He's just left clicking shield, didn't need a fan there. Was that hard? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure my older brother who has never played a game of, actually he's played Overwatch before, but he was bronze. My bronze brother probably could have done that. And that's not a roast on Motor, by the way, in terms of mechanics. Just like, look how easy that was for Motor. You know, like, he didn't really have to be some cracked hit scan to do that. Let's look at this from Crystal's POV. Obviously, he took way too much spam before they pushed, but still, they aren't at a high enough level that did anything for them. He literally just got to walk in, and wow. Did that look hard? No, you can watch. I don't care, Jay. It's totally fine. This is for everyone to learn. Does everyone recognize that this is not that hard mechanically?
Yes.
Not at all.
Yes.
Does this look achievable to you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that if we got a scrim for like tomorrow or Thursday, that you could replicate this?
Maybe, probably.
I want a better, more defined answer, dude. You guys are
Absolutely.
more than capable to
Yes.
fucking do this. Please, please, just do this,
Absolutely.
man. Just do it. You guys can do this. Anyone in the world can do this. It's hard, obviously, but I think you guys are capable amongst many other people in the Overwatch community as a whole. You guys are among the most capable to do this. You're in the right place at the right time. You're putting the effort in. I think you can do this. And this is where I'm going to end the team VOD review. Because we've gone over the importance of tempo, the importance of stacking, and we have witnessed firsthand the moment that you guys took the tempo in your hands and you played the comp to your strengths. It was not hard in terms of understanding. You guys actually played Overwatch. And that's where I'm going to end it. Does anyone have questions?
No.
I'm going to switch it over then to YouTube here. If you guys did enjoy this VOD review and if you learned something, please, please, please let me know. If you guys want to see these guys in action on Saturday at probably 5 p.m. Eastern time is probably when it's going to be. We might move it to Sunday. Not sure yet. I'll let you guys know in the description. I really hope you guys do actually watch this on YouTube. I'll also put the link. I'll put the link on my Twitter, on Discord, and community posts for YouTube. Please do come out. I will hope this event is something that you guys are interested in and that we do again in the future. Yeah, but if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. But until next time, I've got to peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.